Hey you guys, it's Jocy. Today I'm here to make 11 items from the new MiniVerse Animals series. The first item we're going to be making is the macaw, and for that item we were given pieces to make a bird stand. A lot of these items are really simple to put together and don't take much time, but the end result is really cute. So as you can see, I just put the pieces for the bird stand together and basically it's all done. Now we can go ahead and take out our little macaw. And here is our little macaw. I love how colorful it is. I think they did a good job painting it. Looks so cute. But we're going to go ahead and put the bird on the stand. And now we're just going to fill up its little bird dish. So once we snap that on, we can go ahead and open our bag of tasty treats and just add a little bit into there. I'm just going to go ahead and push it down with our tweezers. And once we've done that, our macaw is all done. The next item we're going to be making is hamster number 2. For that item, we were given this little tray here. And here is a box that contains our hamster. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. We're going to place our hamster to the side and take out a bunch of that bedding and place it into the tray. So I'm just going to push it down and arrange it and flatten it down into that little tray. This item was one of the ones I wanted the most because of this hamster wheel. So in this box, we were given pieces to make the hamster wheel. There are only 3 pieces. We just put the wheel onto the stand and place that little peg to attach everything together. And then our hamster wheel is all done. I think it's so cool that the wheel actually spins. We're going to go ahead and place the wheel into the tray. And here is our little hamster. Now we can put him in the wheel. I had trouble having him stay still, so I put a little glue dot on its feet and then stuck him in the wheel. So our hamster needs some food, so we put on his little food tray and open up his bag of hamster food. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour some into his tray. After we've done all that, our hamster number 2 is all done. Doesn't this look so cute? The next item we're going to be working on is the dwarf bunny. For our bunny, we were given this large wicker basket. And here is our bunny. So we're going to go ahead and set our little bunny aside and take out the bedding that came with it. The bedding came in a tight little ball, so we're just going to use our fingers to pull it apart, loosen that all up, and just fluff it up a little bit. Once we're done prepping our bedding, we're going to go ahead and place it into the basket and then just push it down. Our bunny needs something to play and sleep in, so they gave us a little hollow wood piece, and we're just going to place that into the basket. And then here is our cute little dwarf bunny. So we're going to place him in the little wood log, and he also needs some food, so they gave us a package of carrots and lettuce leaves. We're just going to place one of those carrots into the basket. This lettuce leaf is a little too big, so we're going to cut smaller pieces from it and then place them with our little bunny. Now our little dwarf bunny is all done, and here it is. Like I said before, I'm probably going to say it so many times, but it is so cute. The next item we're going to be working on is the leopard gecko, and for our gecko we're given this large tank and a package of sandy mix. So I went ahead and just put the entire bag of sandy mix into the tank, and I'm pushing it down with the tweezers. But honestly, you probably could just start pushing it down with your fingers and skip this step right here. So I went ahead and used my fingers to push down that sandy mix even more and just give it a level surface. For our gecko, we're given this cool little structure for him to hang out on. So we're just going to place that in the tank and then push it down all the way into the sandy mix. And if there's any gaps between those two, I'm going to use my tweezers to fill them in. We were given a bottle of fresh H2O, and we're just going to pour a little bit into the reservoir that's in that structure. They also gave us a little plant for our gecko, and we're going to place that plant into the water and then set those together with our UV light. They gave us a little box that contains our gecko, and I love what they did with these boxes. They each have a cute little illustration of the animal inside, so that's really cute. But here is our leopard gecko. How cute is he? And we're just going to place him on top of the structure, and then our leopard gecko tank is all done. The next item we're going to be working on is hamster number 1, and for that we're given a little tray, and here is our little hamster. So we're going to go ahead and place our hamster to the side to get out the bedding. So we're just going to go ahead and place a bunch of that bedding into the tray and push it all down with our fingers. Once we're done placing all our bedding, we're going to take out the hamster ball out of its box. I think this item is so cute. So here is the hamster ball. We're just going to twist off the top and then pull it off. And then here is our little hamster. So cute. So we're going to place him in there with our tweezers and then place the cap back on. We're going to go ahead and place the hamster ball into the tray, and now we're going to prep its food. So we're just going to attach the little food tray to the main tray and get our bag of hamster food out. And just going to add a little bit to its tray and then push it down with tweezers. Once we've done all that, our hamster number 1 is all done. How stinking cute is this little hamster ball? The next item we're going to be making is the guinea pig number 1, and we have a special guest. My fiance Eric wanted to put this one together, and here he is showing you its tray. Here is the box that contains our little guinea pig. Eric works from home, so his work desk is right next to where I make all my MiniVerse. So he always watches me do my videos. So he's doing a pretty good job so far showing you guys everything. But we're going to place our guinea pig to the side and then take out a bunch of that bedding. So he's going to go ahead and arrange that bedding into the tray with his fingers. So he's just pushing it down and fixing it to however he likes. Guess he wants to fix it a little bit more. And he is all done. And here is a box that contains our little guinea pig house. So here is a box. He's showing you all the sides and even the bottom. But here is what the pieces for the guinea pig house look like. This house is really simple to put together. There are only 3 pieces. So we're just going to slide the front wall, and then the back wall, and then the little guinea pig house is all done. Next, he's going to place the house onto that mound of bedding and then place its food tray on. I guess the bedding is a little too fluffy for him, so he decided to push it down a little bit more. For a guinea pig, they gave us a bag of guinea pig treats, and magically the bag is open. So he's just taking his fingers and adding a little bit of those treats to its food dish. I actually would have put a little bit more, but I guess he doesn't want to overfeed his guinea pig. But here is a little guy, so stinking cute. So he's feeding it and adding it to its little play area. So here is his finished guinea pig. I fixed the bedding a little bit, so here's how it turned out. So super cute. I think it'll be fun if he does the voiceover for that guinea pig short. But anyway, the next item we're going to be working on is the Cockatiel. And I was super excited to put this together because they gave us a bunch of pieces to make a cool little play set. Before we start putting that playset together, they gave us a little mini post, which we're going to go ahead and cut a piece from. We're going to use that piece that we cut out as a liner for our tray, and to get a nice perfect piece to fit in that tray, I'm just running my fingers along the edge of the inner tray and then using the guide to cut it. And as you can see, that piece fits perfectly into our tray. So once we've done that, we can start putting our little play set together. We're going to go ahead and add that little ladder there to that structure piece. And then we're going to stick that portion into the tray. For the next structure piece, we're going to add on a little swing. And then we're going to add on a ladder as well. Once we've added those pieces to that structure, we're going to insert it into the tray and then attach those two structure pieces together. We got a little food stand which the first ladder attaches to, and we're going to place that into the tray and then add in the little bowls. Here is the box that contains our Cockatiel, so we're going to go ahead and take her out. Here is what our pretty little Cockatiel looks like. So we're going to go ahead and place her onto the ladder. And to feed her, we got this bag of healthy tweets. And we're going to add a little bit of those healthy tweets to each of the bowls. And now our Cockatiel is all done. I think this one turned out really cool looking. I just love the whole play structure. It is so cute. The next item we're going to be working on is the desert chameleon. And for this item, we got a small tank. We also got a bag of desert mix. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that bag open. And here is what it looks like. So I'm just taking a bunch of that and adding it to the tank and then pushing it down with the tweezers just to get it into each of the corners. But honestly, you don't really need to do this. Like I said before, you could just use your fingers and push it down like that. You just want to push it down enough just to get a level surface. To decorate our tank, we're given a little succulent. Here it is. So we're just going to go ahead and twist and push it down into that desert mix. We were also given a wood piece, which we're going to push down into the sandy mix as well. Here is a box that contains our chameleon, and as with all the other animals, you can write its name on the box. I took some suggestions in my unboxing video, and Eric chose your suggestion, Pascal. So that's what we're going to call him. I personally love the suggestions of Karma as a name, but Eric chose Pascal, so that's what we're going to call him. And here is the little guy. Its feet are rubbery, as you can see, so it'll help to grip him on to that little wood piece in the tank. After we've added Pascal into the tank, our cute little desert chameleon is all done. What's really cool about this item is that if you add light to it, the colors change just like a real chameleon. Isn't that so cool? The next item we're going to be working on are the lovebirds, and I thought this was going to be really easy to put together, but this was actually the most challenging one to do. But we're given this package that contained the pieces to make a little branch structure. So we're going to go ahead and add on one of those pieces, and then we're going to put on the other piece. And here is how it looks. Before we add that branch structure to the tray, we're going to go ahead and cut a piece of this mini post for its liner. To get a nice fitting liner piece, I'm doing the same thing as I did with the Cockatiel one and just rubbing my nail along the edge of that inner part of the tray and then using that line as a guide. And now we get a really nice fitting liner. There is a hole in the bottom of the tray, and I'm sure you could just push the tree structure through the paper and insert the tree, but I just decided to poke a hole with my scissors. So we're going to go ahead and insert that tree into the tray, and then we're going to take out our lovebirds as well as this material for us to make a cute little nest. This material is pretty tightly wound, so we're just going to pull apart some of that material. We don't need all of it, we just need a little bit to make a nest. And honestly, this was the most challenging part, to move it around and shape a nest from this material. So I just fast forwarded because it took me a while to finally get a nest that I liked. In the directions, it just says to add the lovebirds on top of the nest, and I tried my best to push its feet or claws into the nest to have them stay. They didn't really want to stay, so I had to push them down really hard. I got them to stay a little bit, and then here it is, and we're just going to try to balance it on one of the branches. But here we also got a bag of nutty tweets, which we're going to fill their little food tray with. And when I was going to add the tray onto its main tray, the birds fell off. So it did not want to stay. I kind of cheated and used glue dots to attach the birds and the nest to the tree. But as you can see, I'm moving the tray around and they are pretty secure. Okay, now our lovebirds are all done, and here is how it turned out. I would like to position the birds a little bit differently, but I'm just gonna take it how it is because it was really difficult to get those nests and birds onto the tree. The last item we're going to be making is the axolotl. I saved this for last because I thought this would be the most difficult. But for this item, we got a round tank and we also got a bag of pebbles. To make this item, we're going to be working in layers, and we're going to add some of those pebbles to the bottom of the tank for the first layer. And I'm just going to go ahead and push that down just to get a flat, even surface, as well as to make sure that there aren't any gaps or spaces in that layer. For this item, we got a large bottle of water. So we're just going to add enough water to cover the entire surface of those pebbles. Once we've added enough water to cover the pebbles, we're going to go ahead and set that water layer. Next, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit more water to the tank, and we're going to add these little moss balls to the tank as well. Once we've added the moss balls to the tank, we're going to go ahead and set that layer. Here is our axolotl. They put it in a little container, and here it is. So before we add the axolotl to the tank, we're going to fill up our tank with more of that fresh water. I'm just putting enough to cover the moss balls. Now we're going to go ahead and add our axolotl to the tank. So I'm just placing it in there with the tweezers and pushing it down until it goes underneath the water and touches the moss balls. So I needed a little bit more water to cover everything because his head was a little bit out of the water. So I'm just putting it in there and moving it around before we go ahead and set the whole thing. After we're done setting that final layer, our axolotl is all done. So I think it turned out pretty well. It's pretty clear and I didn't get too many bubbles except for there is one there at the top, but that's okay because it's in the back. But yeah, here is our cute little axolotl. Okay, here are all 11 finished items from the new MiniVerse Animal series. I'm pretty disappointed that I didn't get the Hedgehog family because that would complete the entire set, but I will find that when these come to stores. But yeah, this series is so fun. I love putting all of these together. You guys know that I love the foodie items the most, but this series is just too cute. I cannot wait to put together a little pet shop so that I could put all these animals in it. Some of these items were extra easy to put together, and I know some people might not like that because they want more steps in making these items. But actually, I didn't mind some of the easier ones because other ones were a little bit more difficult to put together. But I definitely can see this being a good series for kids just because a lot of them don't require any resin and are easy to put together. Leave in the comments down below what you think of this series. I know by the comments in my unboxing video, a lot of you love this series already. But yeah, leave in the comments any of your thoughts about this series. I would love to hear them. Hey, you guys, it's time to give you the birthday giveaway information that I mentioned in the animal series unboxing video. Quickly before I do that, I just really want to thank anyone who left me a comment wishing me a happy birthday. I genuinely appreciate all your kind words and your birthday wishes. I just felt all the love from you guys, and it truly made my day even more special. So, thank you guys so much for that. Um, anyway, to get to the giveaway, um, it is US only, 18 and up only. If you are chosen as a winner, you will be getting all three of these capsules, one from the Animal series, one from Diner Series 4 Wave 2, and one from Cafe 5. I will be doing this giveaway differently than I usually do. Usually I have you leave a comment and answer a giveaway question. This time I'm going to have you guys guess something, and the person who gets closest wins the prize. Okay, so in this container is just a bunch of used MiniVerse resins and other ingredients. So in order to enter the giveaway, leave a comment down below with how many items you think is in this container. The person who guesses the correct number or closest number without going over will win the birthday giveaway. If there are multiple people with the correct guess, the person who guessed first will win. So hopefully that makes sense. I thought that would be a little bit more fun. It's kind of like a game. And I would love to see all your guesses on how many items are in this container. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spin this container around just so you can see it a little bit better. But this giveaway entry period will stay open only up until Monday at midnight. So September 8th at midnight, and then I won't take any more guesses. Okay, I put it on my little spinner platform thing so you guys can take a quick look around the container and maybe you can get a better idea of how many items are in here. Okay, good luck to all who enter, and I guess that's it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Until next time, bye.